Hi folks, it's just after 2 o'clock and we are once again live here at the Erie Playhouse. I have an Erie Gives update for you. We are at $17,250 so far today. That is awesome. That's a total of 117 gifts received thus far. Please keep those gifts coming all day long. You can donate by phone at 814-454-0843 by 8 p.m. by phone, or if you want to give online, you have until midnight at eriegives.org. We are very excited right now. We have a group of rowdy inmates from Shawshank on stage right now, so I'm going to toss it over to Kate Thiem and the cast of SHAWSHANK Redemption.
Thanks, Zach. I have with me 5 members of the cast of SHAWSHANK Redemption coming up in September, and we have our fearless leader, Brendan Dougherty, who is our director. Brendan, can you tell our listeners just a little bit about the production, some of the differences from the movie, and what they can expect when they come see the show?
So the SHAWSHANK Redemption play that we are doing is just a little bit different from the movie. So if you're coming in expecting exactly the same Morgan Freeman, Tim Robbins style, it's not going to be quite that. But our cast does such a great job with the way it is written. There are definitely some differences from the book as well. I probably won't actually share those with you, so hopefully that you'll come see it so that we won't give anything away. But we have 12 members of the cast total, and they play a variety of the inmates and the guards and the warden that are from Shawshank. The story obviously centers around Andy Dufresne, who is next to me, cast Dan Winston. It is centered on his, he is sent there to believe to be of, to have killed his wife and her lover, and that is why he is sent there to remain there for his life. He feels that he is innocent, and he has been trying to present that case to the rest of the inmates and to the guards and the warden at Shawshank. And eventually he is looking to get his freedom from that. We'll pass it on to Dan Winston here, who is playing Andy Dufresne.
So Dan joins us. This is his first Erie Playhouse production, correct?
That's correct.
But Dan is no stranger to stage. What are some productions that you've been a part of? What are some of your favorite roles you've portrayed?
So I have done the majority of my theater work down in Meadville, and some of my favorites just in the past few years have been, I got to play my dream role of Ash Williams in Evil Dead the Musical last year. I was in a fabulous production of Jesus Christ Superstar down at the Academy Theater. I've been in several productions of Cabaret, where I got to play Cliff and the MC and several other roles. So yeah, there's just a handful.
What drew you to this specific play? Why did you come out and audition?
Well, despite all of the shows that I just mentioned being highlights of mine, all being musicals, my favorite types of plays, my favorite way of acting is in straight dramas, so to speak. The fact that the Erie Playhouse was somewhere where I'd never worked before, being done by people I'd never worked with before, doing such a wonderful story that everybody seems to love, and that it was an opportunity to use my straight acting, non-musical singing and dancing skills, just really attracted me to it.
Dan is absolutely amazing in the role, and he acts alongside Hayes Moses, who plays the character of Red, who couldn't be with us today, but he is equally as extraordinary. Passing the mic now along to Michael Rudder, who plays Dawkins in the show, but currently plays Mr. Pulitzer.
No.
No, you play.
I'm Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt. I gave you an upgrade.
And I played Mr. Pulitzer's barber Nunzio.
That's right.
And a number of non-singing, non-dancing roles, because that's what I specialize in.
Okay, and so you're playing Dawkins in the show. What kind of a character is Dawkins?
Dawkins is one of the inmates at the Shawshank. He's been there for a long time. He plans on being there forever. And I hate to put classifications on inmates, but there's good inmates and there's bad inmates, and Dawkins is one of the better inmates. So,
I would agree with that.
so that's the role that I play.
And you're a very nice guy yourself.
I think so.
And what is the one thing that Dawkins is obsessed with in the show?
Dawkins is obsessed with gambling. He will put a wager on anything that's possible that happens in the prison. And so that is his major role, not only in prison but in the play, is to keep track of the wagers.
So I have to ask, did you do any outside research to get better at gambling?
Well, I actually teach statistics at Penn State Barron, and so what
Nice.
what I do know is that you shouldn't gamble. So that's it. I mean, so that's what I learned before I got into this role.
Please don't gamble. It's a PSA today. How many other shows have you done here with us?
Well, Newsies was my first, and so this is my second. I like to call myself an infrequent actor. So I've done a show at All in Act, and I've done a show at the Lakeshore Center for the Performing Arts in Westfield, and I did a show 15 years ago at Penn State Barron. So this is really just a hobby, and Shawshank is my favorite movie of all time, and I just thrilled to be able to audition and extra thrilled just to be in it. So I'm just happy to be here, to be honest.
And we're happy to have you.
Thank
I
you.
think a lot of people can say that Shawshank is one of their favorite movies, if not their favorite movie. We're going to move on behind you to Michael Weiss, who plays the very popular character of Brooks in the production. Michael, what brought you, were you initially interested in the role? And if so, what about him really inspired you?
Well, you know, I haven't watched the movie in its entirety yet.
I think we can tell you how it ends now.
Well, I kind of think I know, but what I had seen of it and what I did know of the play and the book, I was very drawn to the part of Brooksy, mainly because he's an actor, a character that's my age. And there aren't all that many, a lot of roles for senior men in a lot of plays and musicals that that are out there
And
all the time.
this one is so iconic.
It is, and James Whitmore played the part in the movie, and so he's going to be a hard act to follow.
Now, this Brooksy in this show is a little different than the way that James Whitmore was portraying him.
He is. I usually have been cast around locally and every other place that I've worked as sort of a villain or the gangster type or something like that. And Brooksy is just a plain old nice guy who totally regrets what he did. And he's already been in the Shank for about 30 years, I think, at the start of the play. And so I was attracted to doing a part that is, you know, more of an easygoing character, but as we find out, as the play progresses, as when he's almost 70 years old, he's up for parole, and he doesn't know how to handle it.
And you play it beautifully. From what we've seen so far, we've already staged Act 1. We're moving on to Act 2 next week. And it's been really remarkable to watch everybody so far, but so you've just been amazing. So.
Thank you.
Moving on to Jim Howells, who plays Warden Stammis. Now, in the movie, it was Warden Norton, but in the play, it's Warden Stammis. So, Jim, we've seen you in a variety of shows here.
That's right.
I think most recently, Inherit the Wind.
Correct.
And now you are portraying, I think, one of my favorite villains of all time. Do you enjoy playing villain roles? And if so, what about them is fun?
I do. I really do enjoy playing villains. It's probably the most fun, I think. And you know, like the real villain is probably like society, but you can't put society up on stage, so you got to have someone up there for people to hate, and that's what I'm good at.
Well,
I don't smile much like this.
I say this in the best possible way, but it is fun to hate you in this show.
Yes.
Because you are so good at it, and you have such wonderful scenes with Dan primarily, but you also get to act with J.R. Fabin, who is playing Hadley, the lead guard in Shawshank. What have you drawn for inspiration for this character, if anything?
No offense, but my dad, like, he's not a bad guy, not at all, but he was like a teacher for 30-some years at prep, and he could just silence a room with that. Listen, so you want a parole? You know, he could just silence a room with a couple words. So that's where I draw from, like, my voice. But, you know, the movie, definitely the movie. It's like it's been said several times. It's on everybody's, well, 90% of the people out there top 10 list of movies. And for guys like me who love the theater but can't sing, it's like the Catalina wine mixer of plays. Everybody wants to be there. When I heard Shawshank last year, I think you said at the reveal, there's a good one coming. And now I saw Shawshank, I'm like, it's just a year of looking forward to trying out for it.
Absolutely. So from here on out, what are your bucket list roles that you haven't gotten to yet?
Ebenezer Scrooge. Someday.
Nice.
Sherlock Holmes, or maybe if I could look at, I don't know how old he is. But yeah, those are two that I would always like to do. They
And
don't sing.
you don't know, they might be on our new season, but you'll have to wait until August 25th to hear about all those brand new shows. And last but not least, we have Paul Bills, who plays Mert Entwistle, another one of the guards at Shawshank. And I feel like that Shawshank has a very special place in your heart. Correct me if I'm wrong.
For sure. I mean, obviously, like everybody, it's their favorite movie.
His t-shirt, I don't know if you can see it, but his t-shirt says Andy and Red Fishing Boat Charter, Zihuatanejo, Mexico, which is directly from the book and the movie. Why has this movie found, like I said, a special place in your heart? Why has it become something that you rewatch over and over again?
It's just great writing. And I love, I think Stephen King could have just written prison novels between The Green Mile and this. I mean, they're just great books, great movies. So I've always loved the movie. And my three girls at home, they were all like, when they announced it, Hadley actually knew before because she was part of the launch. And she said, there's going to be a show. And if you don't audition, I think we're all going to be mad at you. So as soon as I saw it come up, I knew exactly what she was talking about. So I couldn't wait to audition. I bought the script like right away, just to read over, to see the differences. And it is quite different, but still very good.
There are definitely some differences that they've added from the book and things that the book writers of the play have just added.
And I play the only character in the show that is not a convicted criminal or not about to become one.
That is true. You are like right in the middle of the moral.
That's right. I'm the only good person in the whole show.
That is correct. So I guess this is a question for anybody here. What has been a favorite part of rehearsals so far? Because like I said, we haven't done much with rehearsals yet. We have blocked Act 1. We're moving on to Act 2 next week. What have you enjoyed so far being a member of the cast?
One of my favorite things about being an actor is stage combat, getting to beat people up and get beaten up. And Andy gets beaten up.
We're learning a lot about you today, Dan.
Andy gets beaten up quite a lot in this show, and it's a lot of fun. I'm usually on the other end of fight choreography. I'm usually the one, setting things up and choreographing it for people. I don't usually get to do it, so that's been a lot of fun for me.
I think this has been a totally different experience, being a director as well. Watching in a week and a half's time, everybody's off book for Act 1 just about. It's all staged, it's blocked. We had a run through last night, and it's like, wait, this doesn't happen this fast. And I have to give that credit to you two, as well as the astounding cast. I think the other actors that we have, most of whom I've not worked with before, although I've known for years.
We're actually going to now present to you Act 1 of the Shawshank Redemption, completely off book, with no prompting. But no, I mean, everybody's done a remarkable job at memorizing so far, and I think it's going to be extraordinary. I love the movie, I love the book, and I love all of you, and you are doing an amazing job. A reminder, though, that if you are looking for something to do this Sunday night, we are having a miscast cabaret at Room 33, but guess what? Tickets are sold out.
But Newsies is on Friday and Saturday.
But Newsies is on Friday and Saturday.
There are tickets available.
Tell them,
Yes.
Michael.
So Friday at 7:30 and Saturday at 7:30, tickets available for Newsies. Final 2 shows. Come see it. We sold out last Sunday. It's an amazing show. Everybody in that show, except for 2 other people, are way younger than I am, and they have so much energy. It's great. Please come see it.
And as I was saying, Miscast Cabaret, we're going to see Dan there as a celebrity bartender, along with a lot of other faces. It's going to be a great night. And we hit Newsies, and I think that's it for now. That's our push from the cast of Shawshank. Turning it back over to Zach.
It is the Catalina wine mixer of plays. I'm going to remember that one. Shawshank Redemption opens on September 13th here at the Playhouse. Thanks to the cast and to Kate and Brendan as well. Quick update, we are at $17,250 in donations so far. Plenty of room to keep going, so let's keep that number moving up. We are so grateful to everyone who's given so far, and we hope to see that number continue to increase. Once again, you can donate by phone by 8 p.m. That is 814-454-0843 to donate by phone. Or if you want to make your donation online, you have until midnight at eriegives.org. Also want to mention, folks donating to the Playhouse today, an added bonus, you will see your name in lights. We will put your name on our marquee, and it'll be up there for the next week. So a nice added little feature. We've already been updating it as the day goes on. Nicole Lossie is typing away furiously to get your names on the marquee. So those 117 folks who've given so far, you should be on the marquee, or you will be very soon, and we'll keep those up over the course of the next week to show our gratitude for your support. So once again, eriegives.org, donate by midnight. We will be back at 3 p.m. I don't even know what's coming up next, so you'll have to stay tuned to find out. We will see you soon right here from the Erie Playhouse.